What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. This is episode number 9. We start today's episode off on the back of our defeat to Northampton Town. Cobblers! No, really. Never get told that. 1-0 away at Sixfields in the last game. In the last episode. Now, of course, in February, the January transfer window is over. I don't know if you guys find this the same as me, as what a great save by Webb here, by the way, 31 minutes in our first game against Oldham. I don't know if you guys feel the same way as me, but it always feels like, unless you're playing in a European competition, like the first half of the season at times can feel like a slog, and then the second half kind of goes really quickly. But 44 minutes in, I need to break away from my theory on why that is. To just talk about this goal real briefly. Yeah, I don't know what to say, man. I've been talking about goalkeepers a lot in this year's FIFA and how at times they can turn into prime Peter Schmeichel. At other times, I mean, they're just really, really, really stupid. Is that shades of Thierry Henry versus Brad Friedel many years ago? It definitely felt that way. Absolutely embarrassing. Goes to drop kick the ball, but Davis is already on the ground. He just collides in with him, and Isaac robs him and puts it in to the unguarded net. Yeah, Newport in front by a goal. So we doubled it 12 minutes after the restart as well. Sam Bowen, he's been one of our best players this season this year through the middle. The former Bluebird makes it 2-0 against Oldham as we look to beat the team we beat in the first game of this season. So speaking of the first half of the season, nice little link there, well done me. Yeah, to me, like the first half of the season always seems to be a bit of a slog. Like, it always seems to take absolutely ages to get through at times. And then you get to the January transfer window, you know, you got your couple of FA Cup games if you're playing that. If you're a bigger team, you might have gone far in the EFL Cup, you might have a semi-final second leg to play. But once you get through the league games, it just feels as though if you're not playing in Europe, then February and March in particular just go like that. Like February and March just go like that. It's crazy. And before you know it, you've only got like 10 games to go till the end of the season. Still following out though, we did have a position change of Lloyd Payne. He has officially become a centre-back and he's an exciting prospect. Yeah, boy. I've been waiting on this finally. First player with a potential tag in the Newport County team. And oh yeah, I definitely made the right call changing him to centre-half. That saw him grow his overall to 62. He's got low-high work rates, 78 jumping, 84 strength, 83 aggression, some okay defensive stats at base, with a 4-star weak foot as well. I've got to say, if we can make him just a little bit quicker and a bit better when passing out from the back, I'm excited. Lloyd Payne going straight in our first 11 at 17 years old with that exciting prospect tag. Unfortunately, Alex Johnson, who I was quite excited about as well, he's got nothing. Kind of ironic that the one player I was most excited about has no potential tag, yet Lloyd Payne, who we only just recently found, has the exciting prospect tag. So he's going to slide right into our back 3/back 5, and I'm very excited, man. Very excited indeed. First youth player at the academy with the exciting prospect tag. Waited a long time. He's the first player in the team with a potential tag, and also as well with him having the exciting prospect tag, that is, I believe, I think it's 84 to 89 or 85 to 90 potential, one of the two. That actually makes him the highest potential Welsh player in the game. And we've got him, a product of the Newport County Academy. I'm absolutely buzzing, mate. Absolutely buzzing. So, yeah, for the second game of today's episode, Mansfield Town aiming to make it back-to-back wins. Took lead early through Isaac Davis, making it 1-0, second goal in 2. And then 3 minutes after the restart, as Lewis finds Isaac. Nice little hold-up play and link-up play between the two there. Our left-back storms into the area. Fizzes one across the face of goal, and there's Sam Pearson at the back. I gotta be honest, I'm finding it harder to score, and I know it sounds kind of stupid, but I'm finding it hard to score cutback goals this year. I don't know if you guys find the same experience as me, but I find it hard to actually like just sweat the ball across the face of the 6-yard area. I don't know if it's because at times the passing can be a little bit inconsistent, or maybe I'm just choking when going through one-on-one. Yeah, that sounds more likely, doesn't it? But even so, I'm finding it a bit hard to score cutback goals, but we get one there through Sam Pearson, and then in the final minute of normal time, Ruben Colwell wraps it up and makes it 3. Talking to players that have potential tags, I'm really surprised Colwell doesn't have one. Now, he's made a really bright start to professional football. He's already been capped by Wales a couple of times. It's quite a surprise he's not got a potential tag. If anyone knows what his true potential is, then do let me know, but I'm surprised he doesn't. Out of all the players we've got in this team, I thought he'd probably have one, but instead, he does not. But Lloyd Payne does. He helps us keep a clean sheet in that game on his debut. Absolutely, but you have no idea how happy I am, man, because when you do a club and country save, and I do want to say real briefly, it's so amazing how many of you guys do your own club and countries as well. It's one of those moments that makes me realise like how lucky I am to have an engaging audience, but also an audience that want to replicate certain things I do as well. It's always fun when people say they try and like, you know, replicate the career modes I'm doing using the same teams or buying the same players or whatever. But doing a CNC save, when I see some of you guys doing your own as well with different countries and different clubs, when you're doing a CNC and the nation you're using doesn't have the greatest selection of high potential young players, and I mentioned before, Wales do have a few. You've got the likes of Nico Williams and Rabi Matondo and so on and so forth. There's a few, but there's not many that have like super high potential. I don't think anyone's got like 85 plus potential. It was Newport on the back of our third straight winner in the top three. Go on, boys. 12 games to go. We're just about in there on goal difference. It means the youth academy is incredibly important and integral to big success with both the club and the country. If you remember, I did a Scotland and St Johnstone CNC many years ago back in FIFA 17, and that was kind of the proof there. Our Scottish team, towards the end of the series, had like 90% like St Johnstone players, and the vast majority of them were out of the academy. So it's really important you get good youth players in a CNC. If you're using a major nation with great young talent, say France or England or Spain or whatever, there's so many of them, the academy isn't that important because there are just so many high potential players from that nationality you can sign as the years go by. But again, when you're using a nation of lesser stature, let's just say that, then it's integral that you get those good youth players. And the quicker you get them in, the quicker you can develop them. And that's really, really important for the longevity. So that's why I was so excited to get Payne in. And after back-to-back clean sheets for Lloyd as part of our back three straight wins for Newport, I was thinking, okay, boys, we're second place in the table, automatic promotion, 12 games to go. It's on, baby. It's on. Following game, first one of March, Bristol Rovers, the gas, coming to take us on 18 minutes in. Yeah, that's not quite the standard of defending I'd shown in the last three games. And I've mentioned many times before, this FIFA is one of the most inconsistent I've played. You really can't call it. But it's one of those things, and it's one of those FIFAs, I should say, where momentum seems like it's on full display and form is clear and obviously in the game. So in those games there, I was defending really well. I was playing some rock solid defense. I was looking very solid and secure at the back. In this game here, once I conceded the first goal, it was kind of like the AI went from ultimate to super ultimate, and I literally just could not get the ball off them. They were playing just ticky-tack football in and around my area and finding chance after chance after chance. And obviously I'm always quick to point out that the difficulty I play on is ultimate, and therefore it is going to be the most challenging difficulty in the game, obviously. But at times, I think many people in the FIFA CM community kind of feel the same way. It can be quite frustrating at times where, you know, I'm not saying this is beyond the realms of possibility, like a team playing ridiculously high percentage pass accuracy and possession football, because it can happen. You can see some good football getting played at lower league level, but at times it's a bit like the AI teams just turn into Barcelona, and it's like it's League Two. Do you know what I mean? It's like it can be very difficult, and the teams do tend to play the same way quite often as well. There's very little variation in the AI play style for your opponents, and so when they are clicking and when they're firing on all cylinders, it looks quite unrealistic, and it's very difficult to just get the ball off them in general and actually have a chance whatsoever of stopping them when their passing is so good. And 19 minutes into the ultimate game of today's episode, after our winning run was ended after 3 by Bristol Rovers there, 4-0 loss. I was thinking, how do we pick ourselves up from this? Oh, this was glorious. Lloyd Payne, here comes the Payne. First goal, and it's shocking goalkeeping, let's be honest here. And as we mentioned many times before, this is why I'd always recommend to you guys, I know if anyone shouldn't be giving tips on how to score goals in this year's FIFA, it's me, because I don't score many goals. But the one tip I would give is this: if you can't break down the AI, lads, go for goal from range. Seriously, the AI goalkeepers are so bad at judging the flight to the ball. It's pretty embarrassing at times how you can score some pretty tame and, well, let's just say, less than accurate efforts. Still tied at 1-1 after Stevenage scored a rebound goal from a corner, and then this. Yeah, stoppage time final kick of the game. I don't know why Terry Taylor's celebrating, because he had no involvement in it whatsoever, but Stevenage score an absolutely comical own goal. And this is kind of what I was talking about in the game against Bristol Rovers. Like, there are moments where the AI turn into super ultimate and they're literally unstoppable. There's moments when they do just things like that. I don't really know how you describe that. Absolutely absurd own goal. But listen, I'll take it. 2 on the final score keeps us in the hunt for automatic promotion. A ludicrously stupid own goal. And again, I don't think that was a goalkeeper mistake there, but sometimes you do notice some really, really silly errors from the AI in this year's FIFA. It's just a more, again, inconsistent game this year. Sometimes they play ridiculously unstoppable football, like in that Bristol Rovers game. Sometimes there's moments like that, and the goal we scored in the first game today as well. Still, final game of today's episode, Carlisle away, Brunton Park. Heading into this game, aim to make it back-to-back wins to close out the episode, but unfortunately, just one of those games where it didn't really create that many chances, and the host scored with the only 2 they got, really. They were 2-0 up just before the hour mark, and there were 12 minutes to go. Trying to get back in the game here, grab a late consolation, if nothing else. Pearson rolling through Collins down the right-hand side, in behind the back line. Lovely little 1-2 here as well, and Sam Pearson's probably now player of the season so far. Drills one in, keeps us in the game with 10 minutes to go. Half's deficit, but unfortunately all it proved to be was indeed a consolation goal. So yeah, 2 losses in 3, and inconsistency is indeed the main theme of FIFA 22 and this season as well. Back outside the top 3, a point behind Barrow and 4 behind Salford as well. Still in the playoffs, and I said I'd take that. With 9 games to go, it's still anyone's guess. Champions, automatic promotion, playoffs or nothing. At this point, it could be anything. But that was this episode of CNC, guys. Big thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, if you had, please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of CNC very soon.